Good evening. I am Anatoly Anatolisov, and this is Patriots Must Rise. This shorter video is a response to Catalyst 259. She wanted to know, I'm assuming it's a she, that how to prep when you're living paycheck to paycheck. Well, that's something that my wife and I have been doing, and so I figured that's something that's worth talking about. Shelf stable food, emergency grade shelf stable food, like MREs or the commercial version of military rations, tend to be rather expensive. So you have to budget for that, and you aren't going to be able to make payments on it. So if you can, put aside $150 a paycheck, or when you can, to buy the food, but don't sacrifice your rent or your or what's going to be on the table for the week at the same time. Bullets are a little bit less expensive, but you still have to plan for that, especially with the Democrats intentionally overtaxing the crap out of them, and trade embargoes against Russia, because most of the ammunition that we use in America is actually coming from Russia, driving up the prices of the more common ammunition. A big part of prepping for urban warfare, which is exactly what we're talking about, is knowing your environment, knowing the neighborhood that you'd be defending, knowing where you can take shelter, where you can hide, that would be out of sight, out of a direct line of fire. The better knowledge you have of your own environment, the better dug in you can get when the need happens, and it will happen. A lot of things that people tend to forget are the secondary stuff that people are using every day but don't necessarily think about. Ironically, one of those things happens to be the toilet paper that the liberals took off the shelves like there was no tomorrow during the height of the COVID propaganda. But also magazines. Everybody stresses bullets, but if you don't have magazines to load your weapon, you're basically screwed, because you have to take the time to load the magazine you have. What else? I would always stress packing and keeping a ready bag or a go bag, um, stocked and packed, first aid kit, and knowledge of how to use it. Um, Tourniquet, definitely. A stitch kit. Um, the cleaning kit to clean your weapon. Most importantly, how do you be self-sustaining in an environment that is literally designed to kill you. Um, like it or not, the cities from their conception are designed to force commerce, meaning that you can't live off the land. They paved over the land. The only plants that are growing are poison. So once your rations wear out or run out, you have to be able to sustain yourself, and that's not exactly easy in the city. Um, you're not going to have an income, and odds are very good that nobody's going to care that you have an income. They're just not going to give you food. So what do you do? Well, the cliche in the movies is always break into a grocery store, where the grocery stores are more than likely going to have the shelves cleaned off. If everything isn't locked up in the back, the store is probably completely um, vacant and void of any content. So the worst case scenario would be any breaking and entering into abandoned houses and looking for food. But that comes into the next category. A good lockpick set, learning how to teaching yourself to use the lockpick set, and teaching yourself to be efficient with it, so you don't have to be there with a flashlight and playing with the lock for too long. A good drum lock, like from a front door. Buy one just to use to practice with. This might be overkill, but we are literally talking about the worst case scenario. The zombie apocalypse, if you will. By the way, I already view this current state of affairs as a zombie apocalypse. I mean, what else do you call a Democrat? So just some tips, and I hope I answered your question. Please like, subscribe, and live free, die well, and love your neighbor as Christ loved you. I'm Anatoliana Chaliswa, and this is Patriots Must Rise.